Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I have to do this video for the third time because the first time my computer only saved half the recording, which was pretty much useless. And the second time I recorded it, I tried to save it and my fucking computer wouldn't fucking save it. So I got really mad. I slammed the computer and then I had to redo a video. I did a test video to make sure it's going to save it, and it did, so I'm hoping it will save this one. Because if not, I'm going to be very, very pissed off. Okay. So, we're going to get started because I'm trying to stay calm because I had a virtual fight with an asshole that tried to say that my education level shows through my language. God, I hate him. What happens is, you push me to the point where I'm getting pissed off, yeah, I'm going to cuss at you. That's just my reaction. Don't piss me off. Don't tell me what I'm doing to my children. They are my children. My plants are my children. Is wrong because you don't know. And he says he lives in Florida, which I don't believe that either. Like, we're 2 hours from each other. I'm like, he's a dick. But now, since I explained what happened and why I had a virtual fight, which if my club members, not my club, but my fellow club members know what happened, then they know what kind of an asshole he really is. I don't try to get in the virtual fights, but when somebody's trying to push somebody around, I don't stand for it. I was abused. I was bullied. I'm not going to stand for it now. And apparently he thought I gave a damn what he thought, which I really don't. I'm just standing up for the group that's called Orchid Water Culture and General Orchid Care. Why would you join a group that says that? I did report him to the admin. I did. I sent a message to the admin. I sent the link to the post where they can see what he said and how a bit sexist he was. And I'm hoping something happens to it because I don't want that to happen again. I rarely report somebody like that. I do it if I feel the person is being mean, vindictive, bullying, sexist. Yes. Don't mess with me. So now we're going to get to my plants. Again, third time recording this. I hope it goes through this time. So we're going to go over, because I have a few new members of my family. First one is like a stand that I found because somebody was getting rid of it, and I'm like, I'll take it. I need it. It's wood, I think. So it's probably not best to hold like heavy objects on, but it's just gonna hold my plants. It's not heavy. So here is my stand. Again, it's made out of wood. I did check it for bugs before I put my plants on it. I wasn't just gonna put my plants on it if there was bugs in it. So I did check for that. So now we're gonna get to my Christmas cactuses, which I'm very, very happy about. So here is the one that I believe is going to produce buds this year. This guy has been sitting here, which it's going to start getting cold now. Because the weatherman has said it's supposed to get in the 40s around the weekend. So it's going to be pretty chilly for him, but I think he can handle it. This guy I transplanted, I want to say about a month or two ago. I can't remember exactly when. But ever since I repotted him, he has been growing like a weed. He has new leaves, so I think he's doing quite well. I did not have a pot that had drainage holes. So what I did is I just took a regular 2-liter of any soda. I washed it out. I put holes in the bottom of it, and I just put them in there. I repotted them with new soil and I put them in there. That's awesome. So these are all my Christmas cactuses. I have 2 here, 2 there, 3, and about 5 down there. These guys, I don't think they're going to produce buds this year. But I think next year they will, because they'll be growing, and hopefully I will have enough money to buy some pots with drainage holes and saucers. Those are ones I want. But before we get to my next plant, here is my Christmas cactus. I thought this guy was dying, because as you can tell, this thing is not dying. So I thought this guy was dying because he was turning like a brownish color, but then he started growing new leaves. So I was really amazed at that. I'm like, oh, you're having a comeback. Because I did cut the end of that guy off and transplanted the rest of it right here, which is this guy. But the rest are doing quite well. There's no signs of the Christmas cactus dying. There's no signs of anything like that. So now we're going to get to this guy. I have a lot of these outside my house. And I was always told these are just cactuses. But the other day I was riding my bike, I was coming home, I got curious, because I'm a curious person. And I went to feel the leaf. I'm like, that does not feel like a cactus. It feels like an aloe plant. So I came in, I did some research, I did the Google image search, which I always tell people to do if you don't know a species, because that's what I've been told. And I found out it was an aloe plant, which made me really, really happy. Because if you've seen my vlog that I put on my blog channel and on the group that I'm a part of, you will see the reason I came out was to show you the sandhill cranes, because they're so rare down here. And then I showed you my hello plant. So you saw the big mother plant that's out there, and she had about 6 babies. So I did some research on how to take care of them and all of that. And the guy said they can have about 12 babies a year. I'm like, are you serious? So I took this guy out of the ground, which is basically the ground outside. I did research on how to do that before I did, because I didn't want to hurt it in any way. I did that, and I don't have any soil. I used all my soil on my roses that you'll see in a second. And I just used regular dirt. He said to put this guy to have drainage, so I have drainage holes right here. This was just a plastic container that came with my last orchid, so I didn't see the harm in putting holes in it. So just until I can get pots with drainage holes and saucers. That's what we're going for. So now we are going to move on to my roses. I am so sorry. I can't get the thing to work. So here's the ones that I thought I was doing correctly for roses. And my group members have told me that these are not roses. These are potatoes. Which I'm okay with. All I knew is I was growing something. I had a feeling it couldn't be roses, because I never seen roses with these leaves like this. So like, it can't be roses. Because when you look at the stems, it has like little tiny thorns. I'm like, maybe it's roses. Maybe it's the starting of rose growth. I don't know. I asked, and everybody's saying, nope, those are potatoes. I'm like, awesome. So that backfired on me. It's great. So what I did is I rode my little bicycle all the way to Dixie to get some new roses, freshly cut roses, and I paid for that. I got my skin allergy, which if I'm out in the sun too long and I'm not wearing clothes to cover my bodies that touch the sun, or I'm not wearing sun lotion, which I wasn't prepared to stay out that long anyway. What will happen is you go to sleep, you'll wake up, you'll have these bumps all over your hands and arms. It becomes very, very itchy and very unbearable, and I had to buy cream to actually calm down the itchiness, because it was so bad. I mean, I was scared to I'd be scratching all the time because it was so freaking itchy. But that was about a week ago. And it says that in about a week, the bumps will disappear like they were never there, and I can barely see them now. So I got some roses, and I tried a new technique. The new technique is to get a potato. You need to cut out the eyes of the potato so they don't regrow like that guy over there did. And what you want to do is you want to cut the top of the rose off. You want to cut the end of the bottom rose. You want to cut off a few leaves. The video says you can cut all the leaves if you want to. And then you get a bottle. You cut the bottom of it, and you just stick it in here. It's supposed to keep the moisture in, which it's doing. Because the last video I saw that guy was a part of, they never told you why you needed the bottle. So I got confused. I'm like, what the hell do I need the bottle for? I don't know. So you get a potato, cut off the eyes of the potato, put a hole in the potato, stick the freshly cut rose stem into the potato, water it before you put this on, and then don't mess with it for 2 weeks. And it's been outside this entire time. So, hopefully, next week I will have some new growth, because they said within 2 weeks you should see new growth on it. So that's exciting. Okay. So now we're going to move on to my water culture. And I know some people will probably think what I'm doing is killing my orchids. It's not. So stay out of my business. This is my Christmas cactus experiment. I say experiment because I don't know if this is going to work, which is why I only did a little bit in water. What I did is I just took a few leaves from my Christmas cactus and I just put it in here in water, and I've been treating it the same like I've been treating my orchids with water culture. So far, nothing. I think it's growing roots. I'm not sure on that. But it's not dying on me. It's still alive and green, which is really cool. So if this works, I would suggest if you have Christmas cactus to do this, but I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work yet. I have to wait and see. It's a wait and see game. And I'm not a patient person. So that's going to drive me insane. So here is one of my Phalaenopsis orchids that I just love to death. So the first time I tried to record this video, and it only saved half the video, it had this big leaf weighing it down, so it made it a little top heavy, which was very difficult to get it to stay nice in the cup to get water. But after that leaf fell, like a few hours after I finished that video, I got this little guy right here. I think it's a root. I really do. What I do is I like to check all my roots, which this guy only has 2 now. So I think this guy is a root. I'm really excited about that. Oh my god. So excited. So I think this guy is going to be a root. I'm really excited. I cut the flower spikes on both of my phals because I found out they were dead. And how I found out is because they were brown. They were like a papery texture, and if you gently squeeze them, they would crumble. So that's how you tell from a healthy to a sick flower spike. Basically the same way you do your roots, but they won't be mushy. They will be like a papery texture, and they will crash together so easily. So I just cut them back on both because they were both dead. So I just cut them back. So maybe now that I cut the flower spikes back, I don't know why I said rose, the flower spikes back, it can focus on the leaves and on the roots. Only time will tell. I'm not a patient person, but I check on these guys every day, sometimes multiple times a day. That just happens with me. So I'm going to put this guy back in his water, which he's been drinking a lot of water. I headed up to this blue line. I'm going to try to show you guys. I headed up to the blue line because that was low enough for me. and it's almost gone. Tuesday when I tried to do this video the first time, it had much water in it left, which tells me it's drinking water. It's growing quite well in the water culture. And here is my other fowl, who is in my ICU at this point, because he has no roots. He has old leaves. This one, and this one are the old leaves. These are the leaves it had when I bought it. So I'm not worried right now. I think this bottom leaf is going to go on me. I think so. I think it will. Which I'm very, very okay with. So this bottom leaf is going to go. These leaves are bent over and curling. I'm not too worried because it's growing a new leaf right here. It's nice and it's firm. It's a nice green color. And I also cut the flower spikes back on this guy because they were the same thing. And now, since I cut the flower spikes back, I think it's going to come back. I think that with the water, I check on it every day. Again, multiple times a day, it seems like for me. I check the water. I make sure the water is nice and clear. I make sure it's not too far in the water. I put it about maybe an inch and a half. I just have to eyeball it, basically. So he's growing quite well. Has a new leaf. I don't see a new leaf growing. I can tell. I always check for that. No new roots at this time, but I'm hopeful. I'm very, very hopeful. So I'll put this guy back in his water. This is like the smallest dish I could find for him because he has no roots at this point. And it's about an inch in the water, which is what I do to him because he has no roots. This one's growing roots, which is awesome. I have a thermometer to keep by my orchids because it's turning into winter now. It's going to get colder. It's supposed to be in the 40s by this weekend, which is scary. So I need to keep that right by them so I can check on it every few hours and see how it's doing. We're doing great right now because it's sunny, which means the temperature's going up, not down. If only I can get my heater to work. I don't know why, but my heater is, when I turn it on to a certain temperature and I turn the heater on auto, it won't turn on. So I had to turn it on myself and get it up to a temperature where I think it should be. So now it's about 69, which is really good right now because they are bio-windows. I was really worried about that. That's why I put the thermometer right here so I can see them and see what's happening. Because that thermometer is part of my mother's old clock that tells you the indoor and outdoor temperatures. The indoor temperature on that one's messed up, I think. Because it was saying 64 when it wasn't 64 in here. So I don't know what's going on with that. But that's going to do it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I apologize for getting out so late. My computer wants to be mean to me this week, apparently. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. And please like, share, and subscribe for more. And I'll see you guys tomorrow on my Pokemon update.